Just two counts. Can you explain? There's two counts against the one person.
Yeah. Yeah, so that the facts of this case, we felt were um, answered by two different provisions in the criminal code. Both provisions for this type of aggravated murder are directed for instances when the victim is a law enforcement officer and the defendant either knew or should have known, in plain speak, should have known, or everybody thinks they should have known, is a law enforcement officer. So that carries for both different provisions. Then it changes. So in one provision of the revised code, the death is happening while the victim is performing his duties. The second provision of the Ohio Revised Code that we think these facts fit is that the murder happens because the defendant was looking to kill a police officer. And I believe and instructed my staff to follow these facts exactly and pursue both different sections.
What in the world is she talking about? Peace and blessings, all praises to the Most High. Leviticus 19:15 says, do not pervert justice. Do not show partiality to the poor or favoritism to the rich, but judge your neighbor fairly. And throughout the American system, and especially in this instance right here, we have seen the justice system pervert justice. Now, everybody's familiar with the case of Rodney Hinton Jr., who allegedly is charged with allegedly running over a sheriff deputy in Ohio after finding out or watching the video of police hunt down his son and basically shoot him in the back in cold blood. And now he is charged with 2 counts of felony murder, 1 count of special murder or something, like some crazy charge, and then some other counts. But as you heard that reporter ask the lady, what about the 2 counts? And she went on this whole psychobabble of nothingness. Nothing she said makes sense of why this man is charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder. Nothing made sense. And as I have pointed out yesterday, it has been said that there was another person in the car with Mr. Hinton, allegedly, from the information I received. And that person was the alleged driver. That person passed in the accident, and Mr. Hinton Jr. lived. And also the deputy passed in the accident. Now, they said that is why they are charging him to cover that fact up, that it was not him. Now, somebody said the other car in the picture, and you guys can see the picture, in various places on the internet, there was a white truck in the picture. Somebody said the lady in the other car passed. But even if she did, there is no mention of nobody else passing in this entire incident. Only the deputy. So why is he being charged with 2 counts? Y'all explain anything that she said makes sense. And we're going to go over that. We're going to review what she said. But I'm also going to take the time one day this week to go over the entire press conference to show the partiality that is shown in this circumstance as opposed to the circumstance where Rodney Hinton Jr.'s son was clear-cut murdered. And so we're going to go over this whole entire press conference to show things. And I'm going to point out a couple of things that she said here. But let's go back to what she said and see if we can try to understand, once again, why is he charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder if there's only 1 deceased body? You can't do that. And she's basically saying, I'm white and I say so. Once again, I think that she's covering up the fact, and it's going to eventually come out, that there was another person in the car that expired. But just let's go back to what she said really quick.
Can you explain, there's two counts with the one person?
Yeah, so that the facts of this case, we felt were answered by two different provisions in the criminal code. Both provisions for this type of aggravated murder are directed for instances when the victim is a law enforcement officer and the defendant either knew or should have known, in plain speak, should have known, or everybody thinks they should have known, is a law enforcement officer. So that carries for both different provisions. Then it changes. So in one provision of the revised code, the death is
You see, she's just stuttering and trying to make something up right now.
happening while the victim is performing his duties. The second provision of the Ohio Revised Code that we think these facts fit is that the murder happens because the defendant was looking to kill a police officer.
That makes exactly no sense. And watch her stumble babble over the rest of this explanation. Like she don't even believe what she's saying. Look at her face right there. These people are wicked.
And I believe and instructed my staff to follow these facts exactly. And
you see the long pause right there. And I know they're not buying this, but I'm going to try to add this last little bit in.
Pursue both different sections.
All right, so I'm going to try to make sense of it. Is she saying that this brother's been charged with 2 counts because one, the police officer was an officer doing his duties, and then another count is because, anybody should have known that he was doing his duties, and then it changes. It changes because the police officers was doing his job, and this person was intentionally looking to kill a police officer. So we think those facts meet both criteria. It doesn't make sense. Once again, this is a perversion of justice. How can you be charged with 2 counts of the same type of murder when only one individual dies? Are we saying that the police officer is 2 people? One as a police and one as a person, or one as a police and one as a police doing his job, one as a police and one as injustice, perversion of justice. That's what we're seeing. And so I am going to break down this entire press conference because we can just see the evil, that they're trying to portray. Like this one instance. Listen to what she says in response to this man asking, has she ever seen anything like this? Hold on, just let's go back a little bit before she spoke.
In
Case just the other day, said it was something unprecedented, something he's never seen before. Can you just comment on the nature of this case, essentially a police shooting leading to what appears to be an act of retribution? Do you see it that way? And can you comment on the unprecedented nature of this case?
I can only tell you that I've never seen someone hunted down and killed like this.
Stop right there. Let's stop it right there. This lady says she's never seen anybody hunted down and killed like this. So I guess you never saw the video of Tamir Rice. I guess you never saw the video of the officers who did this to Ryan Hinton a day before. I guess you never saw the other thousands of police shooting where people are running away from the police and they are getting hunted down. That's why I emphasize hunted down earlier. Do you see the delusion that these white people have in these positions? Maybe you don't consider us human, So that's why you say you've never seen it happen like this, because you've only seen it happen to black people. So that doesn't matter. But when it happens to a white person and he's allegedly hunted down and killed like that, oh, I've never seen this. This is the most terriblest thing in the world. Do you see the delusion? That's why I want to break down this entire press conference. And when I get the time, I'm going to do it. But all throughout this, she shows that partiality. The partiality to young black men being genocided by police, and the favoritism to this police officer who allegedly was targeted by a man whose son was hunted down by the police. Do you see the irony in these words? Let me. I think it was one or two more things she said in here. So I'm gonna play this, and then we're gonna move on.
And I think Judge Yates was expressing that astonishment as well, that this is something unlike we've ever seen before.
Look at her. This is something like we've never seen before. So you've never seen all of the black deaths by police officers in America. You're old enough to know. Where have you had your head buried under the sand?
We do.
Look at her. She can't even think of the words to justify her statement.
We do have laws to protect the accused. We have laws to protect the families as well. And we have laws to protect everybody who's going about their business. But when we have someone who's just showing up to work, doing his job to protect and serve, and is killed for that, it's reprehensible.
He wasn't just killed for showing up and doing his job. He was killed because another police officer killed his son. So that is, people forget that Rodney Hinton Jr. just didn't wake up one morning and said, I'm just going to run over police. Now, once again, it's unfortunate that he chose that particular police, but that is not why the man was killed, because the police killed his son. Let's get that straight.
Sheriff McGuffey, I do have one question for you as well, if you don't mind. Given that this case is going to be pursued as a death penalty case, what do you think of that?
And I'm not even going to play sheriff's. I don't even know her name, but I'm gonna leave her alone right now. We're gonna get back to what this lady said real quick, because she said something really irreprehensible. Like she said, okay, let's hear it.
We have no evidence that's been submitted to us about any mental health issues.
All right there. Somebody asked them about, do you have any evidence of his mental health state going in to the situation? Oh, we have no evidence of any mental health. But when a white person just shoots a black person or goes on a shooting spree, the first thing they say is, oh, he was just going through some mental health issues. There's no, anybody can deduce, if you just watch the video of your son, and if he did this, which once again I have evidence to the contrary, that would automatically be in question, his mental health at the time, because he just saw a video of his son, as she mentioned, being hunted down, gunned down. So that's another partiality. Oh, when white people kill people, oh no, it's just a mental health. He was having a bad day. He was stressed. He just got word that his mom had cancer. He failed his math test. His dog ate his homework. All of these mental health issues. But right here, I don't have any evidence. But then a while ago, you said, well, I can't tell what's in his mind when he's doing what he's doing. So how do you know? So last thing she said, this is why I want to break down the whole thing, because if you're not listening, if you're not paying attention, you don't know what they're doing.
You guys, one more question. I have to let Charmaine get to the visitation.
I guess when do you anticipate discussing the other aspect of this regarding the Hinton, the shooting of Hinton and the police investigation with that? I guess
Well, that's still being investigated, so I have no information to share with you on that yet.
Just 2 counts.
All right, so that's when she goes back into, the psychobabble about why he's being charged with 2. But you heard what they asked about the situation with Ryan Hinton Jr. And what did she say? Oh, that's still being investigated. So I don't have any comment on that. Is not this incident still being investigated? You understand what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna throw that, like, everybody is kind of focusing on Rodney Hinton Jr.'s case because I guess that's the most polarizing. They want to specify the sanctity of the officer's life and how heinous and terrible this is. But let's not forget Ryan Hinton, who was shot in the back by the police officer, which is the catalyst for why we're here right here. But she says, oh, no, we don't have anything to say about that. But you got a lot to say about this. And so I wanted to point that out real quick because I just thought it was heinous again. According to the information I got, that there is a reason why there's 2 counts because allegedly it's told to me that there was another woman in the car. And that woman was the alleged driver, not Mr. Hinton. And that's why you see Mr. Hinton in the video, in that same video that I did, he's, getting up, he's weary, he's not able to, know where he is. He definitely looks out of it, incoherent. And so he doesn't look like, someone who just deliberately ran over an officer. But the main thing is he is facing the death penalty for these mysterious 2 counts with this mysterious other body that, has been added to the case. And so, once again, prayers for the brother and his family, prayers for, Ryan Hinton's mother and all of the people who, are loving, and loving on and affected by this. But I just think this is, once again, a perversion of justice where they're charging this guy with 2 counts of aggravated murder, talking about only 1 officer died, but you're going to charge him with 2 counts of the same charge. And then a special felony murder. Like, how many times are you going to charge this guy for the same time? You got him charged with 3 counts of murder for 1 person. So you said, so you see the irony of it. A police officer get killed, he's worth 3 people. A black man gets killed, he's worth 0.3 persons, if he's worth a person at all. Because, and the reason I say a 0.3 because they'll give the officer something like negligent, criminal, involuntary manslaughter with indifference to care for the, they'll give him a 0.3 and he'll do 12 months. They'll make up something. Just like, that lady just made up the reason why they're charging him with 2 counts. So clearly a perversion of justice. And so, it will not last. I think it won't hold up because I think the truth will come out about the other individual that was in the car with him who was the alleged driver. But as of now, he still faces that death penalty ruling. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for sharing the video. As always, my number is 919-587-7782. If you want to support the channel, you see my cash out, $RichMoney7777. And also, if you want to buy either of my books, you can go to TaylorHousePublications.com. And that is ways that you can support this channel. But as always, peace and blessings, much love. And y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments.